We're into the semi-finals in Madrid, and we've got Jack Draper up against Lorenzo Musetti, and on the other side, Francisco Cerundolo. He's up against Casper Ruud. That's right, and before we go anywhere, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get stuck into this because we had some fantastic quarterfinals earlier on today. What tennis are we having at this Madrid Open? And I sort of nearly got it all right. I think I got about 3.5, I'd say, out of 4. Obviously, I didn't get the Mensik versus Cerundolo match, but I did get the sets right. And the other 3, I nailed them. Draper Arnaldi, he cleaned him up in straight sets, bageled Arnaldi in this first set. It was brilliant to see. Jack Draper, he looks like he's really coming into his own at the moment. And Madrid looks like the perfect tournament for him to start this new clay version of himself. His first Masters semi-final on clay, and he's won 11 of his last 13 matches. And yeah, since winning his maiden Masters at Indian Wells, he's only grown in confidence. Scary thought for anyone he's up against. Yeah, we haven't even seen him at Grand Slam level since. I can't wait. I literally cannot wait. This is what I've been waiting for this whole time since Andy Murray disappeared into the ether. Now we finally have something to get excited about on the men's side, and it is Jack Draper. I can't wait to see how he gets on in his semi-final. And more big news for Jack Draper. This performance against Arnaldi just was so dominant. It was brilliant to see how he didn't allow the occasion to get to him. He looks at players now probably like Arnaldi and expects to beat them. He's now number 5 in the world. Welcome to the top 5, Jack Draper. He overtakes Novak Djokovic now, and Taylor Fritz is sort of on the horizon, and definitely somebody who's well within reach, I would say, right now, and somebody who is definitely playing better than. So, and all the comparisons keep coming out at the moment. I know that he keeps playing them down, but being a lefty, it's always going to happen, isn't it? And Jack Draper, along with Rafael Nadal, the only 2 left-handers that have reached the ATP top 5 this century. So obviously Nadal, he entered it in May of 2005, and Jack Draper will enter it in May of 2025. Poetic. There you go. There's the 2 of them together as well. How many times we're going to see the comparisons, I do not know, but it's not a bad person to be compared against. But he says there's only one Rafa. That's what Jack Draper's words were when he was asked about him. You cannot compare yourself to somebody this great. Hopefully he will go on to have as great a career. That would be incredible. The person he's up against in the semi-final, they're having a fantastic year, especially on the clay. And he did as I expected. He took out Diallo in straight sets and keeps on rolling on. Won 9 of his last 10. First Madrid semi-final. Playing the best tennis of his life right now. Lorenzo 2.0. He got rid of the long hair. He got rid of the sleeves. And now he looks like a completely different beast. I love this matchup between him and Jack Draper because it is like a contrast of styles. Musetti, lots of flair with the single-hander and just lots of confidence in all of his game right now. But Jack Draper, just a bit of a powerhouse on the court, and I don't think he really even takes into consideration his opponent down the other end right now. I think he's playing for himself, and he fully believes if he plays his tennis, he will win. And that's a great position to be in as a tennis player. And I think he has all the attributes to be able to do it as well. Lorenzo Musetti was asked after the match. They said, I looked to try and find evidence of you beating Draper on the tour. Next Gen finals, juniors, I couldn't find any. Help me out." Lorenzo said, "I never beat him, but I always say there's always a first time. Hopefully it's coming here. We are close friends. We grew up playing together. It's really nice to share this kind of stage. I know Jack is having a tremendous season so far. I'm really happy for him, but it's going to be a fight. Hopefully I can put him in a difficult situation." Well, he's, if not the best clay court player on tour this season, definitely one of them. But he's right up there. And following his victory, he has now claimed the most ATP Masters 1000 match wins of any other player so far in 2025. This is crazy. 12. And Draper with 11, Cerundolo 11, Grigor Dimitrov 11, and Jakub Mensik with 10 there. So, yes, he's definitely an informed player, and I thought this tweet was quite nice. Just add this one in there. Yannick Sinner and Lorenzo Musetti playing pre-qualies in Rome back in 2019. Sinner was ranked 262, Musetti 453, and now Sinner is number one, and Musetti is about to hit a career high of world number 8, the golden age of Italian tennis. Yeah, look at that. Two young, fresh-faced Italians there, both with long hair, and both the hair getting shorter, and they're both getting better. So there's that. Eventually, by the end of their career, will they both be bald? I don't know. Tell me in the comment section. Number 1 and 2 in the world. We're going to have a couple of Agassiz on our hands, maybe. But that's on one side of the draw. On the other side of the draw, well, Francisco Cerundolo, he came onto court for like a sort of boxing style entrance. They were announcing the announcer. I think he needs to get more work in the tennis world. This was fantastic. He was like, "Francisco Cerundolo," and the crowd were roaring. It was brilliant, and that was probably ringing through his mind throughout this match. Lost the first set. Jakub Mensik won it 6-3, but then the fighter, the grit, the determination, the Argentine within, Francisco Cerundolo, turned up in the second set. He won it on the tie break, and then 6-2 in the third. He just took over. It was a thing I didn't expect. I thought Mensik would be able to serve well enough to be able to get himself out of any problems, but it wasn't the case. Francisco Cerundolo, I think he is playing the best tennis of his career right now as well. We've got Draper doing that. We've got Musetti doing it. And now we've got Cerundolo. We didn't expect Cerundolo to be one of those in this picture, but he is now emerging as one of the best players on tour. You can't deny it. He has just beaten Sasha Zverev. He holds a 3-0 head-to-head record against Zverev. And he snapped Jakub's 9-match winning streak in Masters events, and his first Masters semi-final in Madrid. This is a brilliant thing for Francisco Cerundolo. Obviously, we're a little bit biased on the channel of anybody we've had on and we've spoken to and been on the podcast. Go check out the podcast with Cerundolo. That was before he had cracked, I think, even the top 50 back then. So yeah, he's becoming a heck of a player. And that forehand, it is a thing of beauty. The inside-out forehand especially, the way that he's able just to time everything. He waits almost for his opponent to drop a shoulder, give a tell, and then he just fires it into the other side. He has very little tell on which way he's going, which is a real big skill to have. I think that you must have exceptional racket head speed to be able to just whip either side. But yeah, watching him grow as a player, and I believe he's slightly older than some of the others there, but they're all there or thereabouts. He's mid-20s. The only thing that was annoying in today's match was while I was watching it, I couldn't work out who was who for some of it. I mean, if it didn't show who was the server, or if you missed the start of the point with who was serving, then you're done. You don't know who was who. At one point, I found myself cheering, thinking it was Cerundolo winning the point, and it was Menzies. I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, insane. I don't like it. It's almost like having two football teams playing with the same kit. I think that there should be some differentials. They should at least have to wear a different color hat. They had the exact identical outfit on. It was just the sweatbands, but when they're playing in high octane tennis, you can't even barely see it. It's all just a blur. But yeah, he said after his match, after beating Mensik in the previous match against Zverev, this is what they said to him. You said you felt Argentina was in the house. I feel it's a bit more than that. I feel like Spain has adopted you this tournament. Yeah, and Francisco said today was unreal. I felt lots of support. The stadium was packed with Argentinians and Spanish people supporting me. That is amazing. I think I'm the only one who speaks Spanish in the draw. So I think the Spanish people feel something for me. I also feel something for them. I really like Madrid. I love the city. I'm super grateful they came to support me. And there he is. He is a likable guy. He's a very funny guy as well. Us speaking to him, he is cracking a lot of jokes as well. Very, very funny. I can only wish the best for him. And we got some other stats for him here saying Cerundolo is now the first South American to reach ATP Masters 1000 semifinals on multiple surfaces since Juan Martin del Potro in 2009. He is making an impact, and he's going to be facing, and we've been talking about all the players who are in form. Well, this is one player who doesn't ever seem to go out of form when it comes to the clay courts, and it is Casper Ruud. And he took out Daniel Medvedev, in straight sets, 6-3, 7-5, and reaches the semifinals in Madrid, yet to drop a set. That is something big for him in this tournament. 9th career Masters 1000 semifinal, and his second in Madrid, and 30 career semifinals on clay. Wow. Ties Fognini and just behind Djokovic for the most semifinals on clay in active players. He's Mr. Consistent when it comes to clay. Like this next stat says, he's now 10 semifinals at Clay Masters or Roland Garros this decade. We've got 2020 Rome, 2021 Monte Carlo, and then Madrid in the same year. Rome, Roland Garros in 2022. Rome, Roland Garros 23. Monte Carlo, Roland Garros 24. And now Madrid in 2025. I wouldn't be surprised if he adds another Roland Garros in there as well. He is so good, and especially now we're finding out why he wasn't really playing so well recently, and now why the form has changed. He said it's a tough life in many ways, and it just got to a point where I felt like it was just getting too much, but I really sought help, and it's been working. Yeah, he's navigating his own mental health issues off court. Obviously, we know from speaking to tennis players, tennis can be one of the loneliest sports. You're obviously playing a solo sport and you're traveling the world. You are only with members of your team, but a lot of the time is spent on your own and trying to figure things out. And when you get the losses, you have to deal with them on your own. It's a tough sport. Yeah, and then you need the fans. The fans help. I'm sure that they have been getting behind him. He's another person, very likable as well. I would say out of all the people that we've spoken to with UTS and other players, a lot of them picked him. If they wanted to live on a desert island alone with someone, they said Casper Ruud, because he's obviously just easy to get on with. So a very likable guy. And I think Bublik says, he doesn't make too much noise, so he'd just have a lot of peace and quiet. And he's very handy. He says he reckons that he's good with his hands, can fix a lot of things. Go check out that interview. Anyway, let's get on to some predictions. Let's get started with this one. We've just been speaking about it. Let's first just take a look at the ages. So we've got the first semi-final is 26-year-old versus 26-year-old. That is Casper Ruud versus Cerundolo. How do I see this one going? I think both semi-finals are very tough, but I love the fact that we have young players playing. We aren't seeing players over 30 anymore. It's the new breed. Cerundolo has looked good. Has Casper Ruud looked better? It's hard to say because he has played, I would say, not as high opposition, not as high quality of opposition as Cerundolo. Casper Ruud, he's taken out, I don't know, but then you say he's taken out Korda straight sets, Fritz straight sets, Medvedev straight sets. But then if you look on the other side, Cerundolo's taken out Komasana straight sets, Zverev straight sets, and then Mensik 3 sets. It's so tough. This one, I feel like I need to see into the future to be able to predict it. It's that difficult. The one thing that I think that we're going to see, though, is we're going to see 3 sets. That's the one thing I believe in this. I think that they're that good that we will see 3. I think Casper Ruud may win this in 3 sets. And I don't want to doubt Cerundolo, but I think that the headspace Casper Ruud is in right now seems very, very confident. It's really a pick 'em. I feel bad even going against Cerundolo. I might change my mind. I think I'm going to change my mind. I'm changing it. I don't think I ever do this on predictions. I'm changing it in the moment. I'm going now Cerundolo in 3 sets. Hold my hands up. God, I don't know. I've just had a picture in my mind of Cerundolo and the power that he is able to produce. I think that might be the difference in this one. Casper Ruud, the consistency, but if Cerundolo hits enough power, I think he will take it. Right, on to the next one. Don't think this one's any easier. Draper versus Musetti. I love this matchup as well. I love both players. I'm slightly biased on this one as well because Jack Draper is British. He's been more convincing, I would say. I think Musetti's been fairly convincing in his matches as well. If we look between the two of them, he's beaten Tsitsipas, and he hasn't dropped a set either. He's beaten Echeverry, Tsitsipas, De Minaur, and Diallo. But then with Draper's beating Griekspoor, Berrettini, Tommy Paul, and Arnaldi. It's just take your pick. I'm going Draper in 3. I'm not going to keep you hanging. I'm going Draper in 3. I think Musetti's definitely still good for a set in this one, but I think Draper, the power yet again in both semi-finals. I'm going with power first, and yeah, Cerundolo, Draper to meet in the final. There you go. That's my prediction. Tell me your predictions in that comment section below. Sorry, there was a little bit of a drawn out prediction, but it's so tough to pick between these 4 great players. I think no matter what the final, we're going to have an exciting one anyway. But tell me your predictions. And if you haven't done so, give us a like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. We got the women's final, Coco Gauff versus Sabalenka preview coming out tomorrow. And then obviously we'll give our reaction to the semi-finals on the men's side too. See you then.